at 155 or even lower.
Okay, so targeting 160 on Japanese yen, intervention's not really going to cut it for that currency. We turn back our focus to the UK and the pound. In light of that dollar strength then, there's concern about the inflationary impact here in the UK given our need to import. When it comes to your view on sterling, how is that shaping up?
So we see the pound like in between the euro and the US dollar. We have higher inflation and a more hawkish central bank, but the real economy is not very good. So right now, probably the Bank of England probably wants to cut sooner rather than later, but it's just not possible right now. And that's why we expect them to cut later than the ECB, but before the Fed. And this is why we position the pound in between them.
We have an MLive Pulse survey for the week where we gauge the views of various strategists and others within the market. And the question for this week is which will move rates by more in 2024, the Fed or the BOJ? Where do you land on that question?
Probably the Bank of England, but not by much.
So I think the Fed or the BOJ, but you actually think the BOE is going to move rates more?
Yeah.
Okay, within that context. And in terms of the sequencing, how are the team at Commerzbank right now thinking about the sequencing of cuts? You buy into the view that the ECB goes in June. Where does the Fed land? Where does the BOE land?
So we now expect the Fed to start cutting in December, which is quite late, and the Bank of England in between them. So in August, the first time when new forecasts are published, and inflation makes more progress.
Okay, not until December then for the Fed is the view in terms of the first cut coming through there. In the commodity currency space, we've obviously looked at the run-up in oil in the last couple of weeks. It's come off today given there's been a lack of geopolitical catalyst over the weekend. In the commodity currency space, how are you thinking about the role that China may play if there's an inflationary move there?
That's a good question. So we've seen some good growth rates from China recently, which is probably an advantage for currencies like the Australian dollar or currencies that are largely in relationship with the Chinese economy. So there we are seeing a positive impact. But further than that, I would not expect much right now.
Okay, Michael, thank you very much indeed for bringing the analysis this morning in the FX space, of course, with dollar strength in focus for us today, the ripple across the FX space, of course. Michael Pfister, FX analyst at Commerzbank. Thank you. Now for some of the other stories making